Welcome back, everybody. So these are the KD17 and I've really enjoyed playing in this shoe. Let's get into it. Before we get into the video, if you can like, subscribe, and comment, any engagement at all really helps the video to get exposure, helps the video to grow, helps the channel to grow, and I will be eternally grateful for all the support you continue to give. But without further ado, let's get into this review. Now at this point, this shoe, the KD17, has been out for quite some time. We're probably moving closer to the KD18 and moving away from the KD17. So you're seeing a lot of sales and things like that, but that makes this shoe more desirable because it is a fantastic shoe. I've played many hours in it. I thought about playing in them or doing a review in them earlier in the review cycle, but I've seen so many videos, I just didn't think it was worth the time to actually focus on it. But at this point, with the sales, with this shoe being as affordable as it is, I thought, what better time than now to just really do a quick video on this and just focus on the performance aspects, and that's what we're gonna do. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with the materials and how the materials affect weight. From the materials perspective, this is an entire synthetic upper. There's no raw materials or anything like that, and that's okay. I've talked about it before. As long as the synthetics don't affect the performance or anything like that, or if you go with synthetics, as long as it assists the performance of the shoe, that's a great thing. For the KD17, these obviously benefit from it because there's a whole lot of support and a whole lot of padding on the upper of the actual shoe. You have a design that is very reminiscent and inspired by the Air Max Plus. But in terms of just materials, again, all synthetic upper. But in terms of how the materials affect the weight, this shoe comes in weighing for a size 12.5, 17.4 ounces or 295 grams roughly. You don't feel the weight on the court. They're not bottom heavy or anything like that. They're pretty well evenly distributed. So in practice or in playing in the shoe, they felt great on feet. They don't weigh you down or anything like that. So again, materials and weight are fantastic on the KD17. Now when it comes to the fit and containment for the KD17, I have always gone a half size up on the KD series just because they have been pretty consistently narrow in every one of the shoes I've tried in the series. The KD17 is no different. I went a half size up just to be on the safe side, and they fit really well. So if you're a narrow to normal size foot, I would highly recommend going true to size just because I think these are more catered to a normal sized width. But if you're a wide footer, I would highly recommend going up a half size. If you want a lot of room, I would definitely go up a whole size. But for me, going up a half size, 12.5, was like virtually a perfect fit for my feet. Now in terms of the containment, you have these lateral and medial side supports that are kind of like design inspired by the Nike Air Max Plus. But these are kind of pull and double duty because they are containment for your feet. They keep your feet secure and snug on that footbed, so you don't really have to worry about tipping over or anything like that or falling off the footbed, even though the shoe is a little bit higher off the ground. But overall, fit and containment was fantastic for the KD17. Now when it comes to the cushioning, you have like a dual Zoom Air Strobel setup in this shoe. So in the forefoot area, you do have a Zoom bag that is pretty substantial. You feel it underfoot, you feel the bounce, you feel that feedback from that Zoom bag that you would normally feel from Zoom. In the heel area, you have Air Strobel, and then you actually have foam, like a foam carrier all throughout the shoe. But overall, that Air Strobel unit in the heel provides a lot of impact protection. In the Zoom airbag in the forefoot, you have all that feedback and bounce. So the cushioning overall kind of takes you a little bit off the ground, kind of minimizes the amount of court feel and feedback that you get from the court. So if you're looking for a shoe that has court feel, this isn't going to be that shoe just because you're a little bit higher off the ground with those large volume bags. But in general, if you're looking for a nice cushioning setup, if you're a big or a forward type of player, or you're a guard looking for a shoe with maximum cushioning, this is going to be the shoe for you. Now when it comes to the traction was fantastic, and I've played on multiple courts, either hardwood or a composite type of court. The composite court was very dusty, and even on that type of surface, one wipe would get that traction, get that bite back onto the traction. Now on the hardwood court, it's a moderately dusty court generally, and the KD17 just did a fantastic job of just keeping me on the ground, really biting onto that floor. In terms of the durability of the traction, the treads don't seem particularly hard, so they're a little bit on the softer side from my opinion. So I don't think if you're playing outdoors, I don't know if you're going to get a whole lot of life out of this outsole, but they are thicker treads, so then again you may get some longevity out of it. But overall, traction on the KD17 was absolutely fantastic and probably one of my favorite aspects of this particular model. Now when it comes to my overall recommendation and kind of final thoughts on the KD17. I think this is a fantastic shoe. At $150 retail US, I think they've been able to keep the pricing relatively consistent over the last few years, and I think this has pretty much been since the KD9 or KD8, where you've had that $150 price point US for many, many years, and this is a wallet-friendly price point where the shoe just features a lot of the most modern cushioning technology, you know, updated uppers and things like that. And there's an overall compromise in the way that it plays or quality and things like that. If you're looking to get this shoe, you can get it on sale really, really cheap, probably, if I'm guessing, about $80, $90 US. So you can get a pretty good deal, and you're going to Nike factory stores, you're probably going to get an even better deal. So if you're asking for a buying recommendation, this is an absolute buy. And if anything, if you can get 2 pairs, this is like a one to rock, one to stock type of deal. You run through your first pair, go to your second pair. This is absolutely a model that I'm going to have multiple pairs of. At this point, I have 2 pairs, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed playing in the shoe. But if there's anything I missed or anything you would like to know about the KD17, please leave a comment. If you liked this video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. But if you really, really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and you have a great day.